subject on board. Subject is in.
Speak.
That's the target.
Don't move. Spit it out. Hands up. Spit it out.
Where are the others? Where are the others?
Somebody! Damn it! Jemand help me!
He's coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him.
Delta 9. Onbekende geweerd hier geworden. Ik heb bevestigen op uw positie. Stuur een startzie. Over. Dat is het begrepen. Je gaat gaan in heilige veiligheid. Uit. Er is CP, begrijp. Wees verraad. Wanneer hulle van hier nie. Uit!
Moenie beweeg.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Okay.
Snake, you remember the White Mamba? Of course, he's been going by Eli since we brought him on base. He was the leader of the child soldier unit we took out of that village and into our protection. Well, according to the kids you brought back here, all the escapees were especially close to Eli. There's reason to suspect he's behind all 6 escapes. We've already detained him. I'll be questioning him shortly.
Wait. You'll be?
Ocelot.
You're incapable of taking an impartial stance with those kids. Question them all you want. It'll get you nowhere.
Ocelot, you get too many kicks from your art of interrogation.
It's not a matter of art. It's about quick, minimal strokes of psychological warfare. That's what gets the answers. And it's the best way to keep both questioner and subject safe. The risks only increase the more an interrogation drags on. At that point, it causes as much pain to the inflictor as the inflicted.
Like I said, too many kicks.
What I'm trying to tell you is we need quick results. Otherwise, it'll be too little, too late.
I know that.
And besides, I know the subject. I won't go overboard with a kid.
Forget it. You're not needed. You gotta extract him. We'll want to question the other kids, too. Be sure to bring them all back.
bajo contact! Lost contact in front of the...
He's coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him.
Where are your friends?
Hey! Draai mij hierop!
Good job.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Finished decoding the informant's report. That floating kid we've run into a few times now. Looks like he was a test subject in clinical experiments. The Soviets called him the Third Boy. The Third Boy was brought to a lab on the outskirts of Moscow from Czechoslovakia, after which he was due to be sent to a research center in Leningrad, then Siberia, and finally an academic town in Novosibirsk. It doesn't appear that the researchers witnessed the talents we've seen from him, but nevertheless he was quite the popular subject. His latent cognitive abilities suddenly awoke en route to Moscow. According to the report, the Third Boy was easily influenced by other individuals' biofields, evil thoughts in particular. They affected his mind like a virus. During the transport flight to Moscow, the boy was exposed to a powerful mental energy field coming from a certain individual. Ever since, being conscious of his powers, he's become a sort of energy generator. Once acute telepathic abilities get taken over by another person's will, the boy began to physically parasitize individuals experiencing extreme anger and codify the host's desires. This includes amplifying the host's natural strengths. Or, in accordance with the host's desires, he can also implant program code in another individual, making them a puppet, essentially. Human neural synapses transmit weak electrical currents between neurons. These electrical currents, though at a level difficult to observe, warp the magnetic field outside the body. The Third Boy is able to pick up these weak fluctuations. Contrary to psychotronics, which involves controlling the human mind, his abilities as a receptor are too high. The emotions he picks up from another individual are amplified and unleashed into his body as they recur in his brain. They turn into microwaves, which then affect the physical world, triggering paranormal phenomena like the spontaneous combustion of organic matter or psychokinesis, moving an object without touching it. There's one other thing. While he's parasitizing a host, the boy's ego gets shut away, allowing the will of the host to take control of his powers, like some annoying static drowning out your own voice. That means he isn't responsible for what's been happening. Somebody's extreme anger has manifested through the Third Boy's powers in ways none of us could have predicted, which would mean this was going on somewhere around us. Looking back on it, a lot of things make sense now. The man on fire, Sye1337's, they both came to life thanks to the Third Boy's powers. Everything has been happening through him as a catalyst. We first saw him in the hospital on Cyprus. The boy parasitizing the man on fire's desire for revenge gave him his new abilities in return. He next appeared at the Hamid Fighter's Fort where the honeybee was hidden. There, the boy parasitized Skullface's vengeful mind. He controlled Sye1337's, making it do whatever Skullface wanted. Same goes for when we extracted Emmerich onto the chopper. When he appeared at the Devil's House in Central Africa, Skullface's will controlled the man on fire via the Third Boy's powers. Everything is clear up to this point, but even the informant couldn't pinpoint who... ...in the cave within Serac power plant. Sye1337 suddenly became active, then crushed not only the man on fire, but Skullface as well. Surely neither of them could have been the host. Who else was at that location and bore anger more extreme than either of them? Whose will was controlling Sye1337? According to the report, emotions transmitted in children's brains affect the surrounding magnetic field more strongly. Cerebral nerves are covered with insulation called myelin sheaths to increase impulse speed. The reason for this leakage has to do with the fact that children's myelin sheaths are still developing. So, how many children do you remember being there? Children with a burning desire for revenge and bearing a grudge against you. I can think of only one. Eli. We don't know what kind of life he's had, but the resentment he's shown toward adults is nothing short of extraordinary. The Third Boy resonated with Eli's mind. And that means Eli bore the strongest animosity of all individuals within the boy's reception range, estimated to be a 3-mile radius, beating out even Volgan and Skullface. He's probably remained hooked on Eli's anger since. You remember at the Devil's House? The third boy showed an interest in Shabbat.
You gotta extract him?
That must have been his ego making a rare appearance. He may possess abilities far beyond anyone else knew. But he's still a kid. Maybe them both being kids was enough to bring them together. And if so, maybe with Eli, he isn't feeding off him.
He's coming too. Roger that.
So what kick-started the third boy's powers? If we look at the location and time that his plane went down, we can make a pretty good guess. When the plane experienced the first anomaly...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
...into a control tower, due north of the Black Sea, 125 miles east of Kiev. Dead south on the Black Sea is Cyprus.
He's coming too. Roger that.
His position was directly north of the hospital where you'd been asleep for 9 years. And this anomaly was reported at exactly the same time that you woke up. The plane was enveloped in flame from the inside out. The fuselage burnt to ashes. There were no survivors, at least not publicly admitted. Your thoughts formed a synchronicity with the boy's psyche and were amplified inside his brain. That would have been more than enough to trigger his abilities.
You gotta extract him?
It was like a big bang in his head, blowing the lid off his powers. The boy was then secretly moved to the lab outside of Moscow where Volgan was comatose. There, Volgan's thoughts resonated with the boy and he was awakened. Volgan became the man on fire, hell-bent on getting revenge on you. His instincts led him straight to you. Skullface knew Volgan from Operation Snake Eater, or perhaps from even before. Monitoring this pair of extraordinaries, he discovered the hospital and sent his assassin and XOF. Skullface was probably watching the situation from close by. Then, realizing how useful these two test subjects could be, he approached them. Reacting to Skullface's thirst for revenge, this time the boy let Skullface's will control Volgan. Volgan, at times driven by personal revenge, at times through Skullface's will, kept on moving, though his body was little more than dead meat. Perhaps there were moments where even your thoughts affected him as well. But without the boy's power, it was like the plug had been pulled from the socket. Everything was powered by anger, malice...
According to the intel team, the escaped kids should be around here. Locate and secure them.
The third boy and the man on fire were originally test subjects of paranormal research for military applications. Like telekinetically controlling the leader of an enemy nation and making him launch a nuke. Or stopping the heart of someone on the wrong side of the Berlin Wall. Experimenting with latent human abilities. They were used as tools of the Cold War. The boy's only crime was being born with unique gifts. But he was sacrificed on the altar of war. His life reduced to slavery under other people's wills. Turned into a living weapon with no will of his own. And eventually the only emotion he could feel must have been the desire to get revenge for the hand he'd been dealt. Boss, it's you that awakened the boy's powers. But there's more to it than that. I guess the anger emanating from you was something he could truly relate to.
coming too. Roger that. Extract him.
Sye1337's Delta 9. Iemand is pas met de ballon weggetrekt. Waarschijnlijk een aanvanger. Bijstand alsjeblieft. Over.
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake?
According to the intel team, the escaped kids should be around here. Locate and secure them.
Sye1337's Delta 6. Geweerscoute. Negatief op Oostval. Over. Er is geen begrijp. Het kan een vijandige aanval wees. Alieneren, wakker wees. Uit.
You gotta extract him.
Hey! Stay alright!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Onderzoek. Over. Er is Sye1337's, begrijp. Bescherm securiteit en punt die indringer. Uit. Sye1337, nou niet de garage gooien. Zulu 7, vastgekeerd. Kom in Zulu 7. Consider de situatie. Alieneren. Staan bij.
Brace! Buddy! Brace! Brace!
What the hell?
He's coming too. Roger that.
Er is Sye1337's, begrijp. Wees voorzichtig. Uit.
Ik wil niet, trek niet.
Spit it out.
Get out! Iemand help mij! Wat is dit?
rest of us. Roger that. that. Whole lot of trouble they put us through. Making me worry like that. Roger. Great job. Alright, we'll bring him out. Boss, about the kids. It appears there's a movement among them organizing against us. I think of only one person who'd be behind that. I'll continue to look into it.
nana tichi. Anahan tingo sinna ish. Beya. Ashla na lego azago. DJ na shtoy to ashchad. Yegishta.
Hey,
Eyes on Kazuhira. A message from the parasites.